and welcome back to the Red Zone. I'm your host Samantha Johnson with another week of all things Ball State football. We hope you had a great holiday, and we kick things off this afternoon with a brand new segment where you have the chance to run the show. Viewers can submit questions to any of our coaches and have them answered right here in the Red Zone. Here's Take 5 with O-line coach Kyle DeVan.
Well, Sam, thanks for having me on Take 5. The first question is, what do you like most about preseason camp? You know, honestly, I love the bonding that that training camp has and provides to us and the players. You know, we really get to spend a lot of time with them. We're with them early in the morning until late at night, and we really grow as a group and really build that bond that makes us successful come the regular season. Question number 2. What is your highest expectation for the O-line this year? You know, that's a hard one to answer, but I really want to see these guys stay healthy and compete. You know, at the end of the day, they've put a ton of work in. We want to be efficient in the run game. You know, we look at yards per carry, over 5 yards a carry. We look at sacks all the time, but there's a lot of things that play into those things. I want these guys to go out there and have fun, compete their butts off, and if they do that, we'll be successful up front. So, you know, to pinpoint on one exact thing, I can't tell you that right now, but my expectations is for us to go out there and pound the rock and dominate some defensive linemen. Number 3, how do you see this season different from years past? Well, you know, it's really our third, obviously it's our third year in the program. It's our third year with these players. Some we recruited, some we inherited from the previous staff, but you know, they understand our expectations. They have bought into our philosophy. They understand our schemes, everything which goes into being a successful football team. They understand what we want, what we know will make them successful. So when you talk about that, the efficiency side of it is tremendous. When you go out to practice and you're able to do drills, and they know the drills, they know what we want, you know, as opposed to just teaching little drills and things like that throughout the course of a practice. You know, that's a big thing that makes it different. You know, this past spring we had 85 players on the roster participating, and you know, there's a ton of depth, a ton of young guys that are eager to compete, and when you have depth, you know, it makes everybody better. It makes everybody compete to play, and so that's what we're really looking forward to, is the competition. Question number 4. How do you use what you learned in the NFL to coach at Ball State? Well, my time spent as a player and as a coach, you know, you learn a lot, not just from being around other coaches, but around the players as well, and you learn how to coach guys differently. You know, in college football, you give them a foundation, right? Everybody learns the same way to drive block, the same way to reach block, your same initial pass set, and then all of a sudden you learn what drives individuals, and you start coaching guys differently. You know, I'm fair to everybody. I'm not equal. Not everybody gets treated the same, but and I think that's a lot to do with life. You know, some guys learn differently. Some guys can read a piece of paper that's in black and white. Some guys need color coding. Some guys need to see the video to walk through it. There's all these different learning curves out there today, and I think being a part of the NFL and a part of the many resources that it provides has shown me there's different ways to teach the game of football, and it's really helped me in these past 3 years here at Ball State. And last but not least, of all the coaches on staff, who would you say is the biggest jokester of the group? Well, I think that's a great question. I think there's a couple of people in the running, but you know, I would have to give the award to our running backs coach, Kevin Lynch, the younger brother of the offensive coordinator, Joey Lynch. Kevin is much wittier, much more funny on a daily level. Joey thinks he is, but he's definitely not. So the funniest, the biggest jokester of the staff, I give to Kevin Lynch. Well, thank you for having me on Take 5, and really appreciate being a part of it. And back to you, Sammy.
Thanks, Coach. To submit your own questions, be sure to follow Ball State Football on Twitter and click on today's tweet. Also this afternoon, we're learning that Ball State Football is tied for 3rd among all college programs in the country for the most returning starters in 2018. Ball State is tied with Arizona, Kansas, and North Texas with 19 returning starters this fall, coming in as the top-ranked MAC school. Come with us as we spend 50 yards with one of those returning starters, Danny Pinter. All right, joined by Danny Pinter. Danny, thank you for being with us today. Let's get started. So as we were kind of talking about, Ball State was ranked third, tied for third among schools in the nation for the most returning starters coming back this year in 2018. So I kind of want to know, as one of those starters, you know, what does that mean to you as an athlete, or just kind of you as a person?
You know, it's cool. I think having that many guys coming back is it's real important to the team, just because it gives guys a lot of confidence, knowing what it's like playing in a season. You know, a lot of those guys were younger guys, and it gives us a lot more ability to do things both on offense and defense, because there's not as much a learning curve. So there's a lot more confidence on the team on both sides of the ball.
That's true, absolutely. A lot of people would say, well, unfortunately, you guys had a lot of injuries last year, so naturally you're going to have a lot of returners because a lot of those guys were younger. But we look back at guys like Caleb Huntley, who had an unbelievable season, and they proved that even the younger guys are here to play and here to win. So what does that aspect of it mean going into the season? Yeah,
I mean, that's a really cool part of it is, I mean, those guys were really young, but they also had great success playing. They weren't just handed those starting spots, they earned it. And I mean, you see it just throughout the summer, throughout spring ball, they've been working real hard. And so we're all excited for these young guys to see what the next step they're going to take this season. And it gives us, like I said, just a lot of confidence overall.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of what are your expectations maybe for your position or for the offense kind of leading up to the season?
I mean, a lot of high expectations, obviously, you know, bringing back all those starters. Just every year we're more and more into the offense, feel like we can do a lot more things, guys having all that experience. So, I mean, we got high expectations for ourselves, and I think we had a real good spring. We've had a real good summer so far, and I think we're ready to try and meet those expectations. We've been holding each other to it. So, yeah, sky's the limit. That's how we view it.
Perfect. And what is that mindset to reach those goals? Obviously, like you mentioned, we're wrapping up summer. Camp will be here before we know it. So what's the mindset there?
Really, we're just trying to take a day-by-day approach, attack every day. That's how we're going at it. We're just excited for the season. We don't want to get too far ahead, so just day by day, try to get everything we got every day.
Absolutely. I love it. What more could you ask for?
Nope.
This has been 50 Yards with Danny Pinter. Danny, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Last time we introduced you to D.T. Stevens, the defensive back from Augusta, Georgia, and this week we stay right here in the Hoosier State to introduce you to another player from the class of 2018. Welcome in Wes Obermeier, the tight end from Fort Branch, and this week's Meet the Men.
Hello, we're on another week of the Red Zone. I'm Mark Walton, and this is Joshua Miller, and we're here with Wes today. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name because I'm probably going to mess it up. But anyway, Wes, why don't you tell us where you're from? Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got here.
Yeah, my name is Wes Obermeier. I'm a tight end from Evansville, Indiana, Fort Branch to be exact. I started playing a lot of receiver in high school, put on some weight, and so now I'm playing tight end here at Ball State.
Nice. Glad to have you. 2018 season coming up. What are your expectations? What are you expecting out of this season from yourself, from the team, and how you feel about the schedule this year?
Yeah, for sure. I think every freshman wants to come in and play. I think if you don't come here to play, then you're here for the wrong reasons. But if my goal is to play, but if you come in and you play every game, you're a starter, then so be it. But if my role is to be a great tight end on the scout team, you know, give the defense a good look. If my goal is to get the number 1, 2 tight ends, you know, water and towels on the sideline to make them the best tight ends they can be during the game, then so be it. But I'll definitely accept that role and try to do it to its fullest potential.
It's a great attitude, man. Great attitude. But now I really I want to hear your Coach Doherty impression.
Oh,
I need
man.
to hear it.
I don't think I can say some of the words that he would say, but no, he's a good guy. He'll get in your grill, but. Yeah, no, man, I don't think I can say some of those words. Coach Doherty, if you watch this, I'm sorry, but we'll get back on the field for that one.
Rapid fire questions. You ready?
Okay, yep. Hit me with them.
All right, Fortnite or Call of Duty?
Fortnite.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles all day.
Ooh, waffles all day.
Waffles all day.
Like Eggo, or you make them by yourself?
Oh, Eggo. I'm not good enough with the cook to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grits or oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
That's a great answer.
Oh, yeah.
Bet move. Michael Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron. Yeah. Too big.
I don't want to ask you no more questions.
Too big.
I'm done.
That's gonna close. That's gonna close.
I don't want to ask him any more questions. We're done.
LeBron.
You know what? You just lost a lot of points. Go talk to Mark. He's from Cleveland.
Wes, who's your just to get a better feel for you, get the people a better feel. Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh man, my celebrity crush.
And why? We need reasons.
Oh man, does it have to be a girl?
Hey, whatever you prefer. Go ahead.
Rob Gronkowski. Man, this
Name
dude, he plays football to the best of his ability, but he is a fun-loving guy. He has a great time doing what he loves. And like I said, he's a heck of a football player. If I could be anyone, Rob Gronkowski.
True. Valid answers. Valid answers.
All right, this has been another episode of The Red Zone. I'm Josh Miller. That's Mark the Shark. We're here with Wes Obermeier. I hope I said that right. It's been fun, but back to you, Sam.
Thanks, guys, and thank you for joining us. That's going to do it for this week. For all the latest happenings here at Schumann Stadium, be sure to follow Ball State Football on all social media. And until next time, I'm Samantha Johnson from The Red Zone. Thanks for watching.